Welcome back to Through the Line. This is Andres Holliday. I don't know if you guys remember me or not, but I'm the producer of this show. I was on not too long ago where we had a chance to interview D one on one and really get a more of a deep perspective on him. He spends a lot of his time asking a lot of the questions, growing and giving the audience a chance to learn from our guests. But we're going to turn it around now. I want to be able to pick his mind. If you really had a chance to know Demetris, you would learn that it's not just that he's a good speaker, he works hard in roofing, that he's a good father, but he's all around every single day trying to become better and become the person he's meant to be. And I think, and I tell this to everybody, there's two types of people you should follow. One is the guy who's going after it every single day. And two is the guy who's actually made it. And so I can tell you this, that Demetrius, he is going after it every single day. And he is very close to making it right then and there. So I can tell you this, and not just does he own a 7-figure business, this guy himself is a speaker. He's soon going to be a writer, and he's already having these podcasts interviewing 6-figure, 7-figure business owners. So Demetrius, I really wanted to take this chance to get a little bit more in depth on you. I know last time we had a chance to dig deep into your past and where you came from. And one of the things I'm always a big fan of, I'm a big sports guy, was the fact that you played in such a high level of sports. And the number one sport in America is clearly football. And I think it's the most challenging. What is your comparison between the challenges of being in such a high level sport to being an entrepreneur in such a high level industry like roofing?
I think everything kind of flows hand in hand.
Yeah.
If you're great at one thing, I truly believe that you can be great at anything. Because the things that make you great isn't the industry or the knowledge that you know within that industry. Is the structure and your foundation that builds you to be able to drive success in any lane that you participate in. So looking back at sports and everything, I think everyone should play sports to be able to be a success in life when it comes to your work career. I truly believe that.
I agree.
And man, I make a lot of sport analogies to be able to see if people can get them as far as having a commonality of understanding of work ethic. And it's one thing about being on a team that teaches you how to be on a team and that creates a great culture or camaraderie, and that's trust. And trust cannot be dealt without growing through something together, right? So
Absolutely.
you're looking at
It's true.
trust within each individual that has different personality traits, that has different skill set traits, that has a different mental aspect of thinking in different directions. And if you can find the commonality of making all those kind of coincide with each other and work and benefit each other to make everyone's skill set better within, the connection of those pieces, then I feel you will have a great success when it comes to running a company and business. Because you got to understand, not only in sports, it's like, hey, like you got a game plan, you got to prepare for the opponent that week. It's the same thing in life every single day,
Yeah, dude.
like your goals, your weekly goals, your day to day goals, you planning yourself out and visualizing yourself winning every time you go out and have to make a hard sell. Every time you got to go face a meeting with all your people in your company, depending on you, knowing that, hey, I may not have it figured out, but this is the right direction that I'm pointing you guys in. And you got to have that mindset of knowing that, hey, we're going to win. I'm going to lead you to success, right? And success begets success. I believe that. And failure and confusion begets failure and confusion as well. Um,
Yeah, I like
Going
that.
back to some traits that you have to be successful and to reach a hierarchy peak level of success in sports is you got to have discipline. You got to have discipline. If you have no discipline, there would be no structure. There would be no traction of how you even made yourself successful of getting to the point of success.
And you know what's interesting about that is that, and I say it's the difference between street ball and organized ball.
Exactly. Talent can only take you so far.
Exactly, dude.
Talent can only take you so far, but if you have a organized system of knowing how you formulated that talent, it can either one be replicated, or at least you have the documentation of history of knowing what it took to be able to get to that level.
And I remember in basketball, man, there were so many good, down at the basketball court, there was a lot of good players who were street ball players. They could never make it in an organized ball because it's a whole nother game. It, like you said, it requires discipline, dude.
Yep.
It really does.
If you have no discipline, you're not going to be a success in anything that you do in life. I actually made a video yesterday morning about discipline on my Instagram. If you don't follow me now on my personal page. I post more insightful things and words of wisdom and random thoughts that go out my daily basis on my story all the time.
Yep.
You guys check out the Instagram panel. It's called Official D Ford on Instagram. And also on Facebook, you can find me at Demetris Ford Jr. But man, whenever I was talking about being disciplined, I was comparing it to people being broke, and I wasn't talking about just broke financially. When I'm looking at people nowadays, I'm looking at people that are not just broke financially. That's why I call it broke. But I'm looking at broken. The difference between broke and broken within an individual is their mindset, is their spirit.
That's true, man.
Right? If a person is broken, that means they've been stripped of all their confidence of even thinking that life is even worth living. Right? So whenever a person is broken, they always look for either one, an easy way out, two, handouts, or three, someone to change their situation. Not realizing that all three of those things never change your situation. So if I was dependent on you to save me, Andres, what happens whenever you got to go face your own problems in your life that you got to deal when you're having a hard time? I'm just going to be here by myself. I'm going to fall off the cliff again, right? Because I become dependent.
Yep.
Right? And then if you gave me a handout, I'm like, okay, well, I didn't know the pain and the sacrifice that was needed to be able to gain that financial amount of that handout or that position you put me in. You see it in a corporate level all the time.
Yep.
Right? Just the buddy system, right? It's people who don't deserve to be in that position.
Yep.
You see it in sports too. Hey, you got coaches who haven't really played ball and they're just analytical. There's some that are really great, but most of the people that are great at things that they do is because they've worked themselves from the bottom up.
You know, something you said that was interesting was that whenever you use sports analogies in order to connect with people, because you want to see if there's that ability to connect with them, like to see if they actually understand that. And I think that's so true, because what it does is I think the sports gives you a chance to connect with people on that effort side, on that purpose-driven mission side, that I think feels so lonely sometimes, when you're doing it by yourself all the time. And it's crazy because I use sports analogies all the time with Abby. She has no idea what I'm talking about, but she's like, yeah. Because for me, she could tell like I'm trying to really express something, and I really have a lack of words, so I use sports. All right, I'll switch it up, basketball, football, whatever we're talking about, because for some reason that gives me a better, clearer example of what it is to feel that stress, that discipline, that pressure, that wanting to go fourth quarter down 5 points, 2 minutes left. Like that's a real feeling. That's not just a moment. That's a true feeling to connect with people. And so, yeah, I mean, you started off, especially, not just after sports, but then you got into professional sales and you realized you were good at it, right? When did you realize that you've switched from being the sales guy to the entrepreneur spirit? Because I think it's a spiritual thing. And once it hits you, you really can't be that sales guy anymore. You have to really step into that next thing. And that's why I think you started a business. When did you realize, hey, I think the sales guy capped out. I'm ready to start my own thing and to launch my own thing?
Leadership. Leadership. It was the desire to be able to lead different individuals through the struggles that I had already worked myself through. So at that salesman level, the struggles of being told no every day, the struggles of not having any money and no financial bagging, the struggles of not truly believing in yourself and that your plan, that getting up every single day, being told no would actually not be a no. You'll reverse it to now that you've turned your brain on, right? You turned your brain on. Enough no's switches to on.
Mm.
The on happens when you realize that the no's don't mean stop. It's only a yield sign for you to be more acclimated with your environment and use your skill set, your best muscle that you have in the human body, which is your brain. That's when you start making strides in development into personal self-development, right? Because you're not only figuring out other people, but you're figuring out yourself and your skill set through other people. So it's the leadership thing kind of came on. It's like, hey, I'm an expeditious learner. I am. I thank God that He gave me that trait. If you show me something once, I pretty much got it twice. I know that I for sure got it right. So staying in a position of a beginner level or even the mid level has never kind of been a very comfortable thing, or it's never been a thing for me. If you look at all of my career, even in sports and even in school, um, I start and I'm like, hey, yeah, I'm gonna struggle starting off. It's something that's foreign, right? It's something I'm getting used to. But what I always latched on to in a room was the person who was the best. And whenever I see the person that's the best, it's like you putting a piece of meat in front of a dog. You want a dog to run faster. You just continue to speed up the meat, right? You don't make the meat bigger. You don't make the prize bigger. He's still hungry. To keep that hunger, speed that meat up, right? So he can chase it faster. I'm developing and I'm building myself as I'm steady chasing my goals. So the goals and stuff continues to go higher. So I'll go after the person that's the first in the room, not the person that's first right in front of me. I'm going after the very best, right? And I want to see what they're doing, how they're having success. I want to see how they're getting the answers to the problems. I want to see how they think about things a little bit differently, right? And then I stick by them. And then I eventually start adding my skill sets and my traits on top of the things that I sponge affect them from. And that's how I gain the breakthrough level, right? So I want to be able to offer other people that are aspiring to grow expeditiously to take coaching and do whatever it took to be able to gain the things that they want and live the lifestyle that they want to live.
Because you know, like in sales, like not everybody does sales. It's really not cut out for everybody. And
Mm-hmm.
then I would go one step further and say, you know, not everybody would do door to door sales.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would actually go even one step further and say, not everybody can do roofing.
Yeah.
And so for you to not just become successful at sales, not just become successful at door to door sales, which really is the most immediate face to face interaction you could do,
Absolutely.
but then you chose roofing, which, you know, in my opinion, is one of the few, you know, businesses that you can get into and get the most amount out of, the
Mm-hmm.
largest amount of income. When you're thinking about these things, it almost seems like you felt underestimated or something. Do you feel like, because just for your energy being so like, oh, I want to get
Mm-hmm.
it, you know? I mean, do you feel like where you came from, maybe even being in Arkansas, being more of a small town place, like you felt almost underestimated? Is that what fuels you? What fuels you to have that energy?
Man, it's not much more so proving a point to anybody else. It's proving a point to myself. Because I know the potential and the skill set and my gift that I have, and I know truly deep down within my heart that everyone can benefit by even just having some kind of touch or connection with me. So, I mean, I would say the industry kind of chose me. I was corporate. I had already did entrepreneurship. I had a moving company
That's cool.
and I failed at that. Well, I wouldn't necessarily say failed, but I learned from that. I did my own personal training stuff. Like,
That's
yeah,
cool.
I was a
Yeah,
personal
yeah.
trainer. That's entrepreneurship too. So
Absolutely.
I have a history of entrepreneurship. I even sold clothes and merch. I even worked out and sold fitness products and like proteins and BCAAs. I worked at a fitness store, man.
That's cool.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I mean, I've always been able to sell, but I'm a firm believer within whatever product that I do sell. And that's where you get the passion, that's where you get the understanding, That's where you get the true, genuine feel from going up and randomly meeting me. And if you do invest in anything that I have to provide for you, you know that you're going to benefit from it. And you know for sure that I'm going to make sure that you're going to benefit from it. So that was my biggest ordeal when it came to the whole roofing industry. It was like I saw a lot of salesmen, a lot of marketing salesmen, people who didn't know the product.
Yeah.
And if I'm selling you something, like I said again, I believe in it. So if I'm selling you a product, I've studied it. This is where the college discipline starts to come in.
Right.
Okay. So I'm not just a guy who's getting lucky out here with a skill to be able to go make plays. I know my playbook too. So if you do get hit with an audible or something does change mid project, mid planning, you got a guy that understands how to be able to pivot. A lot of people in the industry don't know how to get creative when it comes to the mind of truly helping the customer. And that's what I benefit from. I go through that position by mixing my new age mindset and swag and demeanor with the old school mindset and stance. Hey, I stand on these things, being impeccable, trust, love, family. Like these things are things that I stand on that they're never going to change.
When did you learn that roofing is more about trust?
I learned that in 2020.
Dang. So around
2020.
around COVID.
Yep, it was COVID. It was I had lost a customer because of the team lead that I had guiding me that was just nothing but money hungry. And I knew for sure that we could help a customer, but we were just putting a crazy, extremely big markup on the price product. And they were great people. I still know them now. It's Doreen and Bob Puzan. They're gonna see this. And I called them back without my team lead. And I was like, I'm gonna give y'all the product at this price to be able to help y'all out. Cause I want y'all. Y'all need this roof. I like you guys. I want y'all to have this. I want to be able to be the guy to do it. I don't care. Hey, I may take a commission hit or whatever, but I want you guys to have this roof, and I like you guys. And I develop a relationship with them where now, anytime they have a roofing issue, they do real estate now. I'm the guy. Anytime they have anything going home in their house, I'm the guy. So I went more so with the longevity of the trust and the family orientation rather than the mass blast, quick upsell, and then get out and try to sell a company. Like I made a video about that too, right?
Yeah.
Fast scale versus slow scale.
Mm-hmm.
So my dad raised me in the right way, man. He's a pastor and he was a coach. I've seen him be patient with a lot of people, but I also seen him move a lot of mountains for people too. Mountains don't get moved fast. Over time, they shift, right? Mountains don't get hiked and climbed fast. You got to take a rest within your march, right? So when I look at roofing, there's mountains to move because I'm not only fighting with insurance companies to get approval. I'm not only fighting with homeowners to be able to go with us in the company and get the right price, but now I'm fighting with people within the same industry, which are different companies that are spoiling the true art and gift of customer service.
You know, I mean, I definitely think that without customer service, we'd all be lost. But what's crazy is, yeah, and they're replacing it. If
Yeah,
you think about it,
with computers.
yeah, they're trying to replace it. Soon you'll only be able to talk to AI. Some of
Yeah.
these places you talk to AI 30 minutes before they're like, all right, I'll let you finally talk to somebody.
Mm-mm.
But for you, like, I mean, roofing is not, I'm in the creative space, right? So a lot of the people I'm hiring, 20, 21, 22, 23 years old, you're working with grown ass men. And
Mm-hmm.
not just that, but you have to be the leader of these grown ass men. How do you do that? What does it take for you to be able to do that?
It's very frustrating.
Yeah.
It's very frustrating. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'll be a liar if I told everybody that it was sunshine and rainbows. It's frustrating to wake up every single day, the first person out on the field and the last person to leave, and that's everybody's probably like, oh, that's what you're supposed to do. You're the leader. Like that's what leaders do. But why don't other people want to be leaders as well? Why can't you have a conglomerate group of leaders? Why can't you have a conglomerate group of bosses? Why can't you have a conglomerate group of dogs? Like That's the stuff that gives me excitement and helps develop me. But it's the urgency like within people really frustrates me. If you're not excited to get up early every morning, I feel like you're not being grateful for what God is giving you breath of life for that next day. I truly believe that. Like, I feel like if He's giving you the opportunity and you're slow to get up, or you complain whenever you get up, or you just, oh, I'm tired. It's gonna be one day you're gonna be real tired, so tired that you ain't gonna have no breath of life, and you're gonna wish that you had energy. So I truly believe on urgency, urgency, urgency. A lot of people don't understand that life is so precious. We don't have this guaranteed time. We're on borrowed time, and it may be today. It could have. This was last week for some people, man.
Mm-hmm.
And I really value opportunities when it comes down to day to day functionalities. And I'll never get away from that. So whenever I see people waking up slow to get started in their day, it disgusts me, man. Because I'm looking at people. I'm like, you're not grateful for what you have today,
And they're like, I'll give anything to be successful. I'll give anything to be
and they don't
this
want
and
to
that.
do it.
And it's like, man, all right, we'll wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning, 300 days next year.
Because this ain't gonna be offered to you forever. So
I think
why
that's
would
it.
you not? Why would you not? Why would you not take the?
I mean, people sleep, they say 33 years of their life.
That's not good.
That's crazy to me.
That's not
I
good.
couldn't do that. I couldn't do that. And it's crazy too, because people always, even my mom will ask me, why don't you sleep more? I'm just thinking more like, why would I not want to be alive?
Exactly.
Why would I not want to be conscious and be active and experience this thing? Because, like you said, dude, I don't think God's like, we have a period of time and God's given us this experience, and I don't think it's ever going to happen again. And it's just us, and this is it, And every moment is every single moment. And yeah, I think that people don't take that seriously, and you're gonna end up missing it, and you miss it. And the crazy part for me is the grown ass men. Where it's like, in my 20s, I was very strict. And so some of them are, nowadays, they're not. But the grown ass men who feel like that's okay,
Yeah.
that's crazy to me.
To feel like okay to take his time. I truly believe as a man, no man should go home if he isn't bringing anything home that he's killed.
I agree.
If we live back in the days, it would be a lot of men that I would just play with and eat alive. If it was truly like survival of the fittest, oh yeah, there'd be a lot of guys going knocked out. It's easy kills. It's like, dude, I see your hustle's not stronger than your bad habits. Your bad habits outweigh your hustle. I don't care if you do have. Everybody got bad habits, right? If your bad habits outweigh your hustle, you'll forever drown. You can have the bad habits, but you can only have bad habits if your hustle is at least 3 times stronger, right? So I'm looking at these guys, they're like, oh, entertaining women, they're getting in relationships, and I'm like, you're not financially there. They're getting these commitments where they're having a kid that don't truly know what it means to have a kid and to uplift them within their life. It's like, dog, now you put them in the same situation. Like, get ahead. Get ahead of where your parents were whenever they had you. Get ahead. Like, wake up before anybody else wake up. Hey, it's going to be painful. Anything that's worth value in life is going to be painful. Growth is painful.
That took a long time. That's not as, it sounds simple, but it really does take going through it to understand that. Because in the beginning, as you're growing up, something hurts. You're like, mama told you don't do that. You got hurt. Mama says don't go around that.
But you remember that.
But you remember that, and so whenever something starts hurting, you stop trying to do it.
Exactly.
But I think I think it's also related to the fact that there's something about giving yourself the pressure, like giving yourself pressure, not the outside world giving you pressure. Hey, you got to pay your bills, because you'll always make as much as you spend, but you somehow have to put so much pressure on yourself outside of everyone to be somebody bigger. How much pressure are you putting on yourself?
An immense amount. Like, people think I put pressure on them. Like, even you guys, like, y'all know, I'm like, when I'm on the phone, like, why you so aggressive? Why? I'm just like, hey man, I'm just passionate. My aggression is passion. If I'm being aggressive with you, or you think I'm getting loud, or it's too, that means I'm getting excited. That means that I believe in what I'm speaking. And
Exactly.
if I'm talking loud with you, that means I believe in you, and I'm trying to bring something out of you that you're not noticing.
Exactly.
Um, but the pressure that I put on myself, I don't think that people that I mentor or coach or develop, they can't handle that. That pressure's not meant for them yet. I know if that pressure was meant for them, then they would be mentoring me,
Right.
right? So the amount of pressure that I put on myself come from people that are 3 light years away from me, right? And whenever I'm thinking about myself, the reason I wake up every morning at 5 is not because I have to. It's not because my schedule permits that I have a 6 a.m. or something like that, right? I'm waking up, I'm doing the things that I know a lot of people won't do. And that's what led me to be very successful in sports. I showed up earlier and I stayed later. I was doing the things that people didn't want to do. The pain, putting that pressure on me is like, hey, if I don't do this, then I'm gonna fail everybody that's dependent on me. And that's the pressure that I have. I have the pressure of my 6 year old kid. I had the pressure of my parents, even though I don't have to take care of them, that I have goals to take care of them. I have pressure of anybody that I'm paying for a service because, hey, I'm paying for your service. The only way that I can pay for your service is if I go out there and get more, right? So I'm not only uh, uh, helping my lifestyle or building and growing my lifestyle. I'm doing that for others by even being able to have the funds to be able to invest in their services and the things that they believe in, to be able to invest the time to take away from personal sales that I could be getting into developing people that are working for me, right? So that's the pressure that I have on me. It's not just financial pressure of being able to withhold the investments and assets that I have. It's dang, D, you really finna fail these people. Now they gonna fail, and what they gonna have to tell their kids that something didn't work out because I wasn't I wasn't influential enough. I wasn't motivating enough. I wasn't inspiring enough to be able to help them break through a mental battle, and that's extremely tough. Psychological battles is tough with human beings.
I actually have a belief, and I don't, if people think this is racist or not, I don't really don't care, but I think it's heavier on minorities, Hispanics, African Americans, I mean, Asians.
Hmm.
There's something about the weight of having to take responsibility for people around you as well.
Hmm.
And I've noticed, at least a lot of my white friends, that they have this freedom to only worry about themselves. It's such a crazy thing for me to look at because I wish I could experience that at some point in my life. But my focus has always been my family. I don't think I've ever had a time to think that I didn't want to provide for my parents, provide my kid with a good place, my brother, give him opportunity, my family in Mexico, give them opportunity.
Yeah.
I'm always looking for those ways. And I think that that has a lot to do with the fact that it's just I think there's a pressure on us to do that. Do you think it's related to that, or what do you attribute that to?
Heavy is the head of the man that wears the crown.
Yeah,
Heavy is the head of the man that wears the crown. I'm sure you've all heard that before in life, but I think a lot of people um, fail to realize it's much more than your head. It's your whole entire body. Heavy is broken is the back of the man that carries the load.
yeah,
Scarred of the hands of the man that uses them daily. Is blistered and calluses of the feet of the man who walks along long journeys to be able to go figure things out. You get what I'm saying? So um, when I think about minority, I think about not just only heavy as the head of the man that wears a crown, which is the top of the top, right? His feet good. He don't really got to walk no more. He gets carried, right?
mhm,
But it's a difference whenever you got to continue to do all of those. And that's what I think about minority leaders and minority success business owners. It becomes a point where you do find that breakthrough, where you do get your respect, but the road that you have to build and create for your own self in your own lane is a little bit different. So whenever I'm thinking about minority success paths, those are paths that you have to go through the woods and chop and make yourself for your legacy. But I mean the others, I mean I have a lot of different ethnicity and race of success of people that I'm always around. And I'm not saying that wasn't easy or that it was easier for them, because I don't know their path truly like that. But just speaking for myself, yes, I am first generational entrepreneurship business owner.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things that I can't get coaching from my parents and things like that, because they don't know. I can't get certain advice from them. It's like a person that makes $30,000 a year trying to give advice to a multimillionaire. They don't know how to budget and handle that amount of pressure and that amount of funding to be able to give that advice. So how can you speak on something that you never went through? And that's where you got a lot of these false podcast influencers out here. Everybody's real and hard and lost everything before and got it out the mud. And oh yeah, my parents never gave me anything or supported me, and I did all this on my own. Nah, buddy, I can stand here today and say that I've done a lot of things on my own and created a lot of motion on my own. But guess what? I got a team.
Mm.
I got a team. I got a team. I got a team praying for me on a day-to-day basis. My parents pray for me. Their support is prayer. They pray for me probably like 5 times a day, because they've seen the pressure. They've seen me change and in 3 month spans, because they know their son. They've seen the gray hairs start to pop out. They know what I'm going through, but they can't talk to me within what I'm going through, because they haven't been there.
And you know what's interesting is that you see the minority will then look at the situation, will look at the white folks who aren't really dealing with that struggle, because in many cases they have 3 or 4 generations that did the work already and know what to tell them and know how to prepare. My parents didn't tell me how to go to college. They didn't tell me
Which
how to
is
sign
really
up.
good on their end.
That's exactly what I was going to say, is the fact that what ends up happening is we fall for the lie, which is, oh, they're the bad guys for
No,
being able to have
no,
that. When the
no.
reality is, no, we should be learning from
Yep.
that. And in fact, we should be surrounding ourselves who are ready to put in the work for that. It's just we have to also accept the reality of what it is to be us. If you really want to be somebody successful, you will wake up early. You're going to have to go to bed late. You're going to work more than everybody else does. It's just a reality, because you're having to make up for it, and you just can't hide from it. I think people try to hide too long.
Yeah, you'll do whatever it takes.
Exactly.
And that's what a lot of minorities don't do. They're still riding this whole inhibited slavery crutch or whatever people may say. And they're so quick to point the finger or call that out as soon as they try to see it within someone who's not their ethnicity or race. And I feel like those are people. It's the same as fraudulent people to me. It's like, oh man, you just capitalize and seize the moment whenever you have the opportunity to, right? But they don't capitalize and seize the hard work moments of what it truly takes to be successful and not come up off somebody based off racial inequality or based off sex or gender. I mean, I see it all the time, guys. It's like I get mad at my people too. Like if you look at the people that I hang around, is a lot. I mean, you don't really see a lot of African Americans or black people. As the ones that you do see me around are on that same frequency of development. But I'll never use being a minority as a crutch. I will only use that as being and a showcase of showing everyone, white, black, purple, blue, whatever you
What
may
is
be,
possible.
what's possible. And hey, that I didn't make an excuse for anything. Anybody can make an excuse.
And that's so true. And they make excuses, and I'm just always like, okay, and now what?
And now what?
And it's like you've done such a great job of making it sound like you're this amazing victim. Now what?
Yeah. So what are you gonna do to change it?
Exactly.
And then I mean, it's just like people that plan. It's like, oh yeah, I want to do this. This is gonna be great. This is that. And then they wake up the next morning. I'm like, still slow to wake up. No action. You pray to God all the time. Oh Lord, bless me with abundance, and I need this. Dog, you ain't even built for abundance. Do you know what abundance comes with? That comes with a lot of pressure. That comes with a lot of responsibility. You're not you can't even wake up in the morning to make sure that everything is straight.
You know, how do you perform when everything's on the line?
I perform my best.
Yeah.
I perform my best. I feel like all of my senses are alert. whenever everything's on the line, I feel like I perform my best. It's clutch mode. It's like, hey, you can either win it or lose it. And I love having the ball in my hands with the last 3 seconds
Yeah.
because I truly believe in myself that, hey, that we're going to win. It can be 200 people out there and it's just three of us. I'm like, hey, I know y'all a little nervous right now. I'm a little nervous too. But we're going to figure this out. We're going to get through it. We're going to come out a winner. So,
I mean, if you were to ask that to 100 people, you might get that response maybe 2 times out of 100. You
yeah.
know, what daily disciplines do you think that you're doing every day that others aren't doing that gives you that mentality? Like, what are you doing that's giving you that mentality? There's got to be some disciplines.
Yeah. So, like I said, I wake up at 5 every morning. I meditate, quiet, peace, no phone, no lights, no nothing. It's dark outside, right? I meditate. I mean, even my son does it when he stays over here too. It's pretty cool. Um, it's complete silence with yourself for 5 minutes. Just complete silence. It's the most silent part of my day. And from there, I go my meditation phase. I go into extended meditation phase. I do the same thing again, but I don't do it dry. I'm in the cold plunge. I'm at 7 minutes now at 35 degrees.
That's cold.
It's super cold.
That's
But
cold.
what it does, it helps me turn off that pain module that I have in my brain of saying, man, this is super cold, this is super painful, this is uncomfortable. It helps me learn how to use that part of my brain to turn off that pain to be able to get through something that's going to benefit me more in the long run. And I bring that to life too, because that's what a lot of people can't do. They're so focused on how hard it is, how difficult it is, not understanding that the harder, the more difficult, or severity of the level of difficulty is, the higher the reward to reap on the back end.
Right.
So, I mean, just look at Jesus. What Jesus did, he went to the extreme. Like even reading the Bible, like he went to the extreme and sacrificed and took a beating physically and died and came back. Like dude got gifted with life again because he went to the extreme on the life, right? He got to live eternally, right? So I'm thinking of that and using that in life. I'm like, hey, the harder this is, I know when I get through it, the better and bigger the smile is going to be on my face. And the next thing that I go into back on that, after I get out the cold plunge, I read a chapter of a book. I have random books randomly all throughout my house. I read.
I love that.
I read. You got to read. Anybody watching this right now, if you want to develop yourself and get more clarity in life, you got to read. All right. Um, but those are the things that I do. Then, of course, I pray and I get out and get to going. So once I'm out that door, there's no more slow playing. It's hit. Boom, 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 boom.
Well, so with that, with those disciplines, you've built a 7-figure business now, and you love to travel the world. Was that the goal from the get go? Was to start a business then travel the world, or is that just kind of your personality has evolved since then?
Well, I wouldn't even necessarily say evolved. I've always wanted to see the world and what it has, and to dive into different cultures to be able to understand why people think differently, why people look differently, why things are this way on these different sides of Earth. And I've never been a caged animal when it comes to personality. I'm very versatile. So I like to be able to put myself in foreign places to be able to enjoy it for what it is and not what people tell me. So I'm a touch to see a feel a guy, and I definitely want to be able to see things for myself, to be able to get my own valued opinion on how things are and what things truly are in different places. So I mean, I come from a small country town. I think it's just what comes with it, man. Within being able to have financial freedom and being blessed to be able to work hard and to gain those things is, I'm definitely, like I said, life is not forever. So I want to be able to see all of God's creations before I close my eyes.
And what's been a place that's really impacted you, and like what did you learn from it?
Um, Egypt Egypt was pretty dope, man. I'm not gonna lie. My trip got cut short because of the ice storms. I had to be here to be able to serve homeowners.
Yeah.
Um, but man, being over there, I would just say any foreign country, man, it's taught me a sense of gratefulness that I don't think a lot of Americans have. Is to be able to have nothing, and kind of touched me back to like where I grew up. It's like people help each other. People are genuine within their approach of trying to, hey, like I'll do whatever you want me to do, but hey, man, at least like pay me for it, reward me for it, like do something, right? And I like the people first mentality when I go to foreign countries. I like how they emphasize unity. Here, it's a lot of false unity. People act like they're your friend and they'll turn back and try to use you. But man, whenever you don't have nothing as a country, you got to be unified more as a people.
Yeah.
So I feel like a lot of foreign countries are more unified as a conglomerate whole of people rather than us as America because everybody's just trying to get over on each other. So maybe it's because it's a conglomerate group of a lot of different races and ethnicities. So everybody's just like hate, 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 hate. Supposed to be the land of the free, but we're pretty caged and shackled when it comes to the mental.
I mean, it's true, and I mean, I even reflect on myself, and I think of it all the time. I call it a maze that we're being put in, and it takes a long time to first realize you're even dealing with it and who you are, especially as a minority of who you are, where you're dealing with, what you're struggling with. But I honestly think in America it almost becomes more of a class thing. And honestly, it doesn't even matter if you were poor. I've noticed we've all dealt with the same shit.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't really matter. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but but hey, man, we're wrapping up this thing. I wanted to get a last perspective that I think would really help folks out, and I wanted to hear really from you and what you think through your experience. But the question is, would you rather be respected or would you rather be rich?
Respect is a big thing for me. I'd rather be respected.
Yeah.
Um, Respect doesn't come from financial value anyway. I know a lot of rich people that have no respect at all.
Mm,
Um, but within having respect, people respect anything that you touch, right? So if you had an extreme amount of respect, if I had to choose, I choose respect because if people respect me and what I say and what I'm involved with, then they're going to support me,
mm,
right? Respect is love. Respect is truth. Respect is unconditional, right? If I respect you for what you do, I mean, anytime I come around you, you already know the kind of respect model that I'm on, right? So if a person respects me, I don't have to ask them to do anything for me because they support me.
exactly.
I don't. If a person respects me, I don't have to ask them for any favors or anything because they're gonna connect the dots for the right pieces. Because you respect me, you respect what comes with me. You know that my business comes with me. You know that my kid comes with me. Those are things that are that's my life. So if you respected it, then you'll support it, and you'll help me grow this thing.
Well, I could tell you this, man. If anything, nowadays you look at all the different type of business owners and the people who have been successful, and this is for everybody out there. 99% of the time, you're gonna run into somebody who's gonna say they would rather just pick the money and just deal with not have to deal with anybody. But the reality is, you got a guy who chooses respect because he understands that if you give him the shot, he's gonna earn it and he's gonna make it, and it takes a certain type of confidence in yourself, but it also takes a confidence in what you're going to do, not just what you have done. So I'd say, man, I appreciate all the work you do, man. Besides, I know we're not even in the same industry, but it's inspirational, I think, for everybody who watches. But I think if anything, man, keep doing what you're doing, and hopefully we can do this again and
Oh
give
yeah,
more people an opportunity to hear from you. But hey, guys, this is Through the Line once again. D, I appreciate you, man.
appreciate it, brother. Thank you.